back, ladies and gentlemen, to Argos Anonymous. This is Argos. I have come into possession of some Cryptid Nation MetaZoo First Edition products. The store that I'm affiliated with, we just got a huge shipment in. And we're going to be packing up boxes and sending them out to tons of different people, actually several hundred people. And whenever you have a big shipment of stuff come in, some of the product arrives damaged. There's just nothing you can do about it. You know, the delivery guy tips it over and a box falls out, you know, or a forklift jams a crate or something. What can you do, you know? So what we're doing is we took some of this damaged product and we're going to do some giveaways and some openings and some cool stuff, because then we have the luxury of opening the box on camera, making sure that even though the box is damaged, the cards are fine, which is actually usually the case. And then we can send them out so that we can kind of help share the love of the game and all that stuff for all y'alls. In addition to that, though, I wanted to make today's video to just kind of concisely show the differences between the Kickstarter MetaZoo product and the Cryptid Nation First Edition product. It's these cool little nerd things that show that they care. Let's get into that. Okay, so here on the left, what you have is a Kickstarter sealed booster box, right? And then you have some Kickstarter cards. And then here on the right, you have a sealed First Edition MetaZoo Cryptid Nation booster box. And then you have the same First Edition cards on the right that you have as Kickstarter cards on the left. So the first thing that jumps out at me is the box sizes. They are actually different, right? So this Kickstarter box is going to be smaller, which was one of the things actually, if you're a Kickstarter box connoisseur, you know that actually you had to find like custom sized cases if you wanted to encase your Kickstarter box snugly. And so my understanding is that a couple of things happened. Number one, they wanted to standardize the box size. I don't have a Pokemon box with me offhand, but I've heard that this is a more standard size of like a typical Pokemon box. I think Flesh and Blood is a little thinner than that. Anyway, I don't know. That's what I've heard. And so correct me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments if you know for sure. Once you get your first edition box, I suppose, if it's the same size as a Pokemon box. But I can tell you this. It's a little bit taller, right? It's a little bit like, what do we call that? Depth. The depth is greater. And the right-left is about the same. So it's literally just straight up a slightly bigger box. Now, the other thing you need to know is that the Kickstarter packs came with 9 cards per pack, because not every pack had an aura in it. And this led to some aura shortages when people were trying to play with the Kickstarter cards. So with the Cryptid Nation First Edition, every card is going to say you get 10 additional cards per pack. Let's see if it says it on the box. Actually, it may say that. Yeah, look at that. 10 additional cards per pack, 36 booster packs in a box. Whereas the Kickstarter says 9 additional cards per pack, 36 booster packs per box. So that's cool. All right, so you get 10 cards per pack. You get guaranteed auras, so it's going to be easier to play. Maybe people will probably try drafting this. It'd be a little tough, but I think in the future they actually talked about improving the draftability, which is really something cool, something to look forward to. So then when you look at the cards themselves, the box is otherwise the same, by the way. Oh, whoa. Oh, we can't leave this. The stickers are different. So if you opened a Kickstarter product, what you noticed was the foil sticker was cool. But if you were really careful, you can peel it off and stick it back on. So if you buy Kickstarter stuff down the road, you want to pay attention to that sticker and make sure that the corners are just perfect, right? Because someone could meticulously maybe peel it up, maybe stick it back down. Now, I wasn't able to do that with any success. And they have to fake the shrink wrap. And to do that without damaging the sticker in any way is a little tough, but I'm just saying some meticulous, very nasty person could probably pull that off. So the difference in the first edition is crazy. First of all, they have 2 stickers. They have a sticker on the top and they have this foil custom sticker on the bottom, but that's not where it stops. And I'll show this in a box opening. When you peel this sticker off, it shifts the whole thing immediately. Everything you touch shifts from saying, MetaZoo First Edition Cryptid Nation 2021 to void. Like if you delicately start to peel this off, it shifts, the whole thing shifts to void. So they're not going to be able to cheat you on that. That's a really nice, it's a really nice security feature for a box, right? Like you kind of wonder, here we are 30 years deep into the TCG collectible world, and MetaZoo is the first one to knock box security out of the park. I don't know. So kudos to MetaZoo, I guess. Actually, it's really nice. Collectors appreciate this kind of stuff. This is a great long-term thing, and I just thank you for doing it. Thank you, Lords of MetaZoo. It will be appreciated. This does help build trust in your product. It shows that you care. So Moving on to some cards. Look what they did. They cleaned up some of the cards in these little subtle ways. So on your left is a Kickstarter card, and on your right is a first edition typical card, right? And so first thing you notice, of course, is the Kickstarter K, but it goes way beyond that. If you see this little, what's this, a GPC? Is that what they're called? This little scan code on the Kickstarter card is gone on the first edition. They also changed some of the font. They wanted to, I think, improve the readability of the font. So what they did is they put little white borders around quite a bit of it to kind of highlight the font, both on the top. Like if you look at the spookster's name, in the Kickstarter, it's dark. In fact, it's so dark that in some lighting, it can be a little hard to actually read some of that text on the top. Not anymore. Now it's all highlighted. You can read it. Subtle changes also. They moved the icons over here, like these ability icons. They moved them down a little bit to separate them from that set icon, which I thought was kind of cool. And then they also changed some of the ways they formatted the text. Like it's a little bit more bold, a little bit bigger. Again, I think they're just working on improving the readability of the card, which is really nice. I like that a lot. See how how dark this is, the casting cost up top is compared to now? See if I can get that come to focus. Anyway, there's your spookster. And they did the same thing with the whole set. You know, basically, you go through all these cards, you're going to notice these little differences where they've changed the formatting. Like, look, this ability is now pulled over here. It's been centered. They moved the 10 up to match with the ability. It's nice. They've cleaned up the cards quite a bit in these little subtle ways that I think they should get some kudos for. And then Gumbaroo is a great example because these forest cards were originally also some of those that were kind of hard to read. I mean, not, you can read it if you look at it, but I just mean it wasn't super easy, right? Whereas now it's all got that white highlight on it, so the camera doesn't do it justice. Really, the camera kind of freaks out a little bit, but actually to your eyes, it's quite nice, quite easy to read. So there you go. And then did they clean up him a little bit? Yeah, look at that. They moved the 10 up, I suppose, to match with recoil instead of putting it down in the explanation text, so you can see exactly what your ability is doing. They moved a few things around. They took off the GPC code, all that stuff. Also, Kickstarter cards are going to say 2020 on their print date down here at the bottom. And first edition are going to say 2021. So there you go. And then with foil card, the next thing is they changed the card stock of the commons. So the Kickstarter is a totally different card stock, different core, different material. And they changed it to this. It feels a little bit sturdier. I haven't had these sitting out for a while, but my bet is, do you see how there's a very slight curl on the Kickstarter card? I think that these new first edition cards are going to be basically straight as an arrow. I think they're not going to curl. I think they just upgraded the card a little bit for the commons. Now in the Kickstarter, the foil cards were actually already the upgraded cardstock, so they don't curl. They're just a really nice foil card, and I think they just kept that. It seems like it's approximately the same between the Kickstarter and the first edition, except you still have those differences, like they changed some of the formatting. Like you can see on Jersey Devil here, they added that. On the first edition, they added some highlights to the text so you can read it a little bit better. They changed the spacing, the location of things. They centered some of the text. They bold fonts it to make it more easy to read, right? And then, of course, the dates changed, the GPC code, lots of little things. So it's cool. I like sort of nerding out to the differences on these things. And checking it out. And so as you open your boxes, if you notice something else, something that I missed, then talk about it. Let me know. Let us know, what are these subtle developmental things. It's fun to document them and then pull these videos up, 10 years from now, and just see what people were thinking back in the day. And that's all I've got. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your Cryptid Nation First Edition product. I'm so excited to see packs being opened and polls being posted and booster boxes and all this awesome stuff, and people just celebrating how fun this hobby is and just enjoying their time together and playing this really fun game and making ridiculous train sounds and blood curdling screams and going to Comic-Cons, and it's really fun, guys. And I just want to say I'm just so excited to be part of this community. It's a positive community in a world that is sometimes a little toxic, and MetaZoo is drawing in so many good people that it just feels good to be a part of it. So with that, have a great weekend, have a great week. I'll see you around. Maybe I'll see you at MegaCon. Argos out.